everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and yeah, I have a mess here. I am going to do another inspired by Pinterest simply because I found these and was like, ooh, I want to make those. I have made one before out of an old envelope. It's basically a little journal made out of an old envelope, but then I thought a lot of people don't have access to the old envelopes, so I thought maybe we could make a newer junk mail envelope look old. So that's kind of what that's going to be the main focus rather than just one out of an envelope, because they've been around for a while and I'm sure a lot of you have already seen them, so it's nothing new. But just it's fun sometimes to try to make something new look old, especially when we don't have the old envelopes. I do have some that were gifted to me, but I know that they can be kind of hard to come by. They're either easy or hard to come by. It's like people either seem to have a lot or none. So yeah, that's kind of the way I see it anyway. So the first thing we're going to do is cut a little bit out of the center, just because it's really bulky when you fold it with this flap. So I'm just going to kind of do a little V right here. I mean, granted, this probably wouldn't be necessary with an old envelope because sometimes they're a lot thinner and really sort of soft, for lack of a better term. So yeah, I think it's just the H, you know. But that'll help us when we fold it so it doesn't feel, it was just feeling really bulky up here, so that's already better. And then I'm going to glue these closed because they're not important this way. You can just totally glue them and not worry about them. I think I might cut a slit at the top so that I can turn them into pockets, because that's always fun. So I need to say a huge gigando thank you to Linda J. You know who you are. Thank you so much for the kind box of goodies that you sent me. Oh my goodness, so kind. I already must have ink on my finger. I really appreciate that so much. So thank you. And thank you to Heidi. I haven't gotten yours yet, Heidi. It is Monday afternoon for me. So, I mean, that doesn't mean anything. I could still get it today, but just that's the only reason I am not saying thank you to you as well, because I know you sent something. So, but thank you guys so much for thinking of me. And I also want to say hugs and blessings to June, Catherine, and Paige Chicks Design. I appreciate that. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate you commenting. If you can like, that's great too. You can see, I know you're like, what are you even doing? I'm just banging this on my table, because you know how the old envelopes get the messed up corners and all that? That's kind of what I'm going for there. Oh, we need to cut some of this off before I forget. So yeah, thank you so much to new subscribers. Thank you to those of you who've watched me for a long time or a short time. I appreciate all of you tremendously. Yeah, that was very unexpected, Linda. I know you said you were going to send some things, but that was more than generous, and I thank you. Not necessary, but greatly appreciated. So now I'm just taking my scissors, which you've seen me do lots of times, and making them kind of, because you know that's another thing that happens. They get all sort of beat up all over the place the older they are. Is this open right here? What is that for? Well, we're gonna glue it down because I mean that's part of the flap, but I don't know how that didn't get cut. Or is that? Yeah, that is part of the flap. Weird. A lot of this will get covered, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like. And then I got glue all over the place already, so. But yeah, very nice. I don't really do the whole show and tell thing anymore on my channel because I don't know. I don't want to encourage too many people to be sending things because I don't really have room for a lot of stuff. I definitely appreciate it for sure. I just don't have a lot of room. But just know, even though I don't show everything, I appreciate it. And I will always say, when I use something, thank you for that. All right, and then you can kind of, you know, if you want to, you could crumple it a little bit. I mean, I don't know that I necessarily want to like totally crumple it, but I think a little bit might be. It just softens up those fibers, and then a tear is good because, you know, they get torn, weird spots when you open them. Okay, and now we're going to take one of the best things I have found is these makeup brushes, and I'm sure you've seen lots of people use them. I actually got this idea, I think it was Tracy Fox years and years and years ago, is where I first saw it. But it works better for a big, like flat white surface than the round does, because you tend to get the circles of the round. So these makeup brushes, especially this big fatty, definitely work very well for aging. And I know that most envelopes probably aren't going to be quite this aged, but you know, I do like the grungy. So you can make yours less, like you could use brushed corduroy or the tea dye, one of those if you want less ink on it. But it's kind of fun, I think, to have a lot of ink on it. What are you guys up to? Anything fun? We're having kind of a weird cloudy day. It's still hot up here in my upstairs. I think it just, this time of the year, it holds heat up here. So it doesn't really seem to matter. But yeah, just cloudy and windy and kind of miserable today. I went for a walk earlier and I go up this hill that just goes for like 2 miles. And by the time I got to the top up there, it was just whipping. I mean, crazy. Like almost knocking me over. Weird, weird, weird July weather for us this year. It's usually just 100 degrees and misery, basically. I mean, I'm glad to have a cooler day, but it is weird. So you can see I just ripped that some more. But I'll probably put something around it, so I'm not going to worry about it. I just want it to get all inked. And I know this isn't fun to watch, but if you're going to do something like this, I just want to make sure you get like the tips, because I have taken this and gone like straight on there, and then I end up with those circles. So, I don't know, I just want to make sure you guys make something you love instead of making something being like, oh, well, that doesn't look right, and then getting rid of it. Although you can usually fix just about anything, it seems, in junk journaling, I have discovered over time. There isn't a whole lot I've thrown out. There have been things where I'm just like, I'm never going to use that. It's ridiculous looking. But I really do tend to either modify it or something. Cover stuff, whatever. Take stuff off, put different stuff on. I mean, it's very forgiving for sure. And it's just a junk mail envelope, so who really cares? Right? Like if it's not great and you toss it, oh well. Probably would have got tossed anyway. So now I'm just gonna spray a little water to because it looks cool when you get the little specklies or big blobs, for depending on what you get. And if you take a paper towel and kind of do that, sometimes you can pick up some of it and it just leaves sort of a little white speckly look. We can add some gesso if we want, but I might wait until I get further down the process here. Since I did rip this over here, I might take a little piece of like book page or something like this and put it here. I am going to put a stamp there, but this will just add another little layer. I mean, they don't need to look exactly like envelopes. You can make them how you want. It's just fun to get the idea right that it's an envelope. That's really the point. And if you don't have old stuff, just use, you know, just ink and crumple and tea dye if you want, coffee dye, whatever. The gesso definitely helps with making it look old, I think. And just do the best you can to get that on there. It already feels different just by spritzing it with some water. So you can mess up the corners more while it's wet. Because the idea is to make it look old. I mean, you want to be careful, obviously, because you don't want a big old hole in it or something. That won't really help your situation. Probably do some ink in there. I like to make things look old that aren't. I think that's fun. So I'm not sure how that ended up. I guess, because I did the flap. I could have just taken the flap off. That probably would have been a better choice. But it's fine. That is fine. So I don't know when this video will post, but whenever. Thank you guys. All right, and then I have a stamp, and I know those can be hard to sometimes find too, but if you go on Etsy, there's quite a few people. That's where I got this one. It's an Etsy stamp. I still have a few, but I want to try this. I had to get staples because you can only get one of these at a time on Amazon right now. And I know you guys have a million times sent me links to, there was a set of 3 and a pair of scissors that you could get for a while. Well, I went on and I couldn't find that one, and I couldn't find any multiples, and I'm running out of glue, so it's like I had to I'm trying this Staples. I have no clue if it'll be good, bad, whatever. It's way cheaper, I know that, but yeah, I'm not happy about those Scotch Crate at all, because I can't find them anywhere, and it's my favorite glue. I don't like Yoo-hoo or Hoo-hoo or however you say that one. So yeah, I'm just aggravated by the whole thing. So then I have a 08 micron pen, but you can use anything. And we're just gonna kind of I'm gonna do the fake writing, you know. I don't know. I'm trying to like... And then up here you can also do something if you want. Some bad handwriting right there, but it's okay because it's the illusion. It's the illusion of handwriting. Some people have said I'm not good at that. Well, I don't think I'm that good at it either, so you just gotta wing it. It doesn't, in the end, it's not like, well, I mean, somebody could be analyzing, I guess, your handwriting, but I really don't think that's the case. It's kind of the overall thing that you're looking for. And these are just those, you know, you can get these stamps that look like cancellations or whatever. Another thing I wanted to try is just a piece of corrugated cardboard for the cancellation lines. Let's see how, I mean, they're not wavy, but yeah, that didn't work great. I have this one, but it's not wavy. I don't know what I did with my wavy one. It's probably not going to be much better than the other one. Yeah, that works. And we need, have an airmail one, might be fun. I know, I think they usually stamp those in red. I have no idea. I don't receive a lot of airmail. And they're a lot smaller now. I've gotten like some things from Carol, and it's the little tiny one, but it's okay. It's just stuff. It's just stuff on there to give you that idea. And then we're gonna take some, if I can find them, papers that I got together. This is something Carol Laws sent me. It's a like ledger, and I inked it all. And then these are just coffee tea dyed papers, and there's 4 of those, and then the one cool ledger on the outside. So we're just gonna kind of put that in the middle. Oh, that's right, I forgot. I you know, made it shorter. I don't know if I can cut all these. Let's just do 2 at a time. Oh, I'm gonna have to do all of them. I am just getting ink everywhere. I don't know what in the world. Because it's all over my fingers. I'm just going to cut a little bit off of these. I'm not going to worry about it, like what exact size it is, because that doesn't really matter. Just want some pages in your little book that you can write on. This would be fun, fast, craft, fair, fodder kind of things. Or what do you call them? Stocking stuffers. That is the word that I was looking for. Sorry, another thing is major loud, but I like it. It's a craft video. I don't know. It's not a sleep video. They have those though, because I use them. Those, just look up stories for sleep or whatever. They do have them. I do like to listen to crafting videos and kind of relax, but sometimes things get loud. Nature the beast. So what was this? 5.5 roughly. I just have to cut a little off the bottom here. This one was already torn, so that's what made me want to use this cutter. That will work. Thought I had them already, but then I cut the top off of the envelope, so there you go. Okay, now I'm gonna take my stapler and hope that this works, because I don't know if it will, because I don't feel like sewing them in. But you could sew them in. You could do like they did the little ties on the outside kind of thing. I don't like that because I feel like those are hard to turn the pages. But if you're fine with that, then do that. I mean, they definitely look cool. That's for sure. You could also run a stitch, which actually that might be a better idea. I don't know, we'll try this and see if it's an epic fail or what. But use some paper clips. Try to hold it in line a little bit here. Don't know if it'll work. And I keep putting my hand in that wet ink. Okay. Probably just do 2 because it's this thing not popped up. Oh. This isn't the best stapler ever invented, I'll tell you that. See? And I've bought other ones and they don't work really any better. No, it's just not gonna do it. I guess it would help if I went onto a soft thing, but I don't even know if that will work. I'm gonna just run a stitch through it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. It didn't love all the pages, but it's so weird. Look at it did that. But I'm just gonna leave it. It just gives it character. That's what I'm talking about with this. So then I have a rusty paper clip that I tied just a piece of sari silk that looks real ratty on. So that will go there and that will be the end product. So I would say that looks pretty good, like an old envelope, but we're also gonna put something in these pockets. Because why not? I have this Tim Holtz paper, also from Linda. Thank you, thank you. And I'm going to put it in, like 2 journaling cards out of this. The cool thing about this paper is you can back it, but you don't have to back it. I'm gonna cut it right there and then I'll cut it again because it's way too long, obviously. I actually probably have to cut it a little shorter than that. We could just cut them at 4 1/4. That way I know they'll fit in there, or at least I'm pretty positive. I say that because I've done that before and been like, oh, it doesn't fit. So I'm not gonna say positive. Okay, why is this? Oh, it was stuck together. Yeah, see, that barely fits. Wow. So we need to cut off to, I'm gonna say about there. And I might even just take a tiny bit more off the side, only because I want it to slide in and out easily. I don't want it to be a fight every time you, so how about 4 1/8, we'll say. But it's all going to depend on your envelope, so I don't even need to tell you that. Because you're going to have to find an envelope that'll work. This is a fairly big junk mail envelope, because I thought that would obviously be easiest for making a journal. Let me see. This one measures, I can't ever see because of the glare. It's just over 5.5 by, so it was taller though. So it was probably 5 3/4 by almost 9. So it's just going to depend on your envelope, honestly. But roughly, you know, I mean, you can do it out of a teeny tiny envelope. You can do it out of anything you want. Whatever size you want. It just, I think it'd be a little easier out of the bigger size to put pages in and all that. But you definitely don't have to. I'm going to cut the bottom off of this one, I think. I'm just going to do this kind of thing. So I want them the same size, obviously. That has a really cool back on it. I love this back here. But it'll either get covered. I'm going to leave them the way they are. So, but they could be covered with a photo or writing space, whatever you want. Or you can just leave them. Just leave them the way they are. I'm trying to find, I had some little things to go on those. My word. I really did plan ahead, but then you know, you get looking for other things and mess yourself up. But this one's right here. And this one's right here. These are also from Linda. Oh, this house is too big, huh? Oh, house. I'll have to cut a little off of it. So I want to put that one on there. And this one on here somehow. I kind of want it to look like she's kind of leaning on that ticket or whatever that is stamped in the background there. Like this writing over here on this ledger. I don't want to cover a lot because I just like the way it is already. Just to give it some more texture. Yeah, that's gonna have to get cut off. But I'll glue it on and then I'll cut it off. That was useless. The stapler was useless. Kind of like the way it's ripped, so I think I'll do it like that. I need to do a flip through of the Halloween calendar journal. It's done. And I don't know what journal. I don't think I'm gonna start a journal before I go. So it's just kind of tricky. Yeah, this was a set. It's called Poses. They're Tim Holtz Paper Dolls, obviously, but it comes with these houses and stuff and cars. There's a couple cars. So, yeah, that's really cool. I haven't seen those before. Thank you again. Much appreciated. I don't have a lot here either. I have to order them online, and I just don't I don't do a lot of shopping online, like going and looking. I mean, if there's something I know I need or whatever, I'll go online and find it, but I'm not very good about looking and trying to find stuff. I always have too many other things I gotta do. Take up my time. I'll probably stitch around these, so I'm not going to worry about that a ton. I'm going to use liquid glue since I put that piece of cheesecloth on there. I'm not even going to put glue on that little outbuilding, whatever side of the house there, because I'll probably chop it off, so. I like this purple line right here. Oh, I forgot to say who that was by. Oh, and I want to tell you guys, I found out who last week's Inspired by Pinterest was actually made by. So I went and I fixed the videos. I think it's Annalise Journaling here on YouTube, and she has a video. So make sure you pop over there and check out her video and give her some love, because that was her idea on Pinterest. It wasn't the Nixon, the lady that posted it was different than the person who made it, which happens a lot on there. So just make sure you pop over and give her some love. And it's linked in the description box, and I'll try to remember to link hers again, because I like people to get their credit, you know, for doing that. This one was Lynn Risk, and I have no idea if it's hers or if she just reposted it. That's the trouble. That is very cool. So if it's you and you're like, hey, that's mine, tell me, and I will fix it, because, you know, credit where credit is due and all that. And I subscribed to her a long time ago, and I don't know, I can't remember what her name is now. It's Annalise, I think. But I'll put it in the description box. Because that was a super fun idea, and I enjoyed making those a lot. I will definitely probably make more of those. Little paint chip tags and stuff. You could do all kinds of stuff. I mean, you could do an envelope with the paint chip things on them and all that. It would be cool. And I have done those paint chips before, but it's just been a long time. And I liked that idea. And a little bit of something. My stuff's over here. But it is nice to know who did them, whatever them may be. And then Pinterest wouldn't let me print it out. I had to take a photo on my phone because when I tried to print it the first time, it did that. So I'm like, I get they don't want you copying people's stuff. Like, I totally understand that. But if you're trying to give people credit, oh, I just put it over where her arm was supposed to go. If you're trying to give people credit, it's like, I kind of need that information. But anyway, it's all very difficult, right? Very tricky. Oh well, I kind of didn't do that great, did I? Oh well, that's just how it's gonna be. We'll use this again, even though we didn't use fabric or anything. I don't want to cover up a lot of these backgrounds because they're cool looking. I know, since when did that ever stop me? But I do like those. They're already quite interesting, I must say. I am going to use, I think, my Stabilo All pencil, if I have one that's sharpened over here. They sent me a package of 3. And 2 of them were broken. And my husband's like, so just sharpen them. And I'm like, I don't think you understand. They're not that easy to sharpen. I mean, they are. Obviously, you can do it with a pencil, but I would rather they were sharpened already. At least the first time I use them. And you can only really do it with like a blade. Because if you use a pencil sharpener, it just eats the black part. It just eats it, and you can't ever get a good use out of it. So yeah, because they're super soft. That's probably why they're so water soluble. But if you don't know what it is, it's a Stabilo All. And then when you get it wet, it's water soluble. You can add a little more. They're just fun to play with. And especially in collage, I feel like. Well, actually in a lot of things. But kind of go around this if I want. Gotten a lot of videos done for you guys, so you should be getting like at least 3 a week when we're on our vacation, which I thought was, that's not too bad. I mean, it's not as good as normal, but that's kind of what I've been doing, well, but a week anyway. Just because trying to get ahead and do all that. Do we want some gesso? Maybe a little bit of gesso. The problem is it'll have to dry. My gloppy gesso. It's very gloppy. Move that so you can see better. I just like to get it on my paper towel, well, especially this because it's so gloppy. You probably have like more liquidy gesso. This is just, it's not even that old. I know I say that every time, but it's true. And I can't figure out why it got so weird. But it could have sat there for, who knows, forever. So it's all gloppy, but it's kind of cool for what I use it for. If I was doing canvases, I'd be really annoyed. Prepping canvases to accept paint, I'd be really mad, but I'm not. I'm just playing and getting that grungy texture, so I'm happy with it. But of course, this is a step you don't have to do, so if you're like, I don't like all that, then don't. Just do, you know, where I was before I did this, and go from there. You know, put them in your envelope and away you go. These are just ideas. I'm just throwing some ideas at you. If you like them, great. If you don't, that's fine. You don't have to. Nobody says you have to. We all got different styles. That's what makes life interesting. Otherwise it'd be real boring. Okay, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna get these dry and I'll be back. Okay, I am back. So it's all grungy. Oh, I did put some gesso on here. I forgot to do that before I turned off the camera, but that's all I did. You could definitely cover the inside and put pockets on the inside and do all that, but I'm leaving it the way that it is, so that if wanted, it could go in the pocket of a journal and not be like so thick that you know, it's gonna bulk everything out really bad. That little house, I'm going there, and I stitched around them, as you can see, put little bits of lace there. And then we put this on here. That's the other thing. This would get really thick for a paper clip if you put a bunch of pockets and stuff in there. But you could. You definitely could. All right. So our inspiration was this from Pinterest by, well, Lynn Risk is who posted it. And then this is my version with a junk mail envelope that was new. So not an old envelope, a new envelope. And yes, the writing is bad, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. You like get the gist. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you give it a try, and we'll chat again soon. Love you guys. Bye.